Welcome. I'm Heidi and I am excited you're with me. We're going to host a wine tasting event together. We are going to start at the very beginning. We're going to plan it, create our guest list, shop, cook, and then present our wine tasting because I want to encourage you to try this at home. It is such a great reason to bring together family, friends, colleagues in a really fun way, and you can learn a little bit. And wine tastings are great. It can be whatever you want to be. You do not need to be any kind of wine expert or sommelier to host one. No, you can know nothing about wine, but just think, hey, it might be fun. You can do a little research, Google about a certain wine you might like, and then you can all taste it or have people bring in wine, or you can do myriad things. Maybe you like a certain grape, like Chardonnay, and you taste Chardonnays around the world, or you go to a geographic area. Let's taste wines of Tuscany, or you can do it any way you want. For me, I've decided I love the bubbles. I really do. I just love the bubbles. So we're going to do a bubbly tasting. And we are going to taste bubbles from Prosecco from Italy, Spanish Cava, and we're going to do a California sparkling wine and a real champagne. You know, I do many of these events professionally, wine and wisdom, a lot of wine etiquette, the art of the toast, and I love doing those events. But tonight, I've decided this is just purely social. This is just to have in a few friends, and we are just going to taste some wine. That's sort of the reason, the guise for getting together. And of course, as a good host, you ask any food allergies or restrictions, and there are none tonight. So that frees up the menu, can be whatever I want. So they're coming at about 6:30. That is basically dinner time if you're a Midwesterner such as I am. So I need to have some heavy hors d'oeuvres that will serve as sort of a hearty appetizers instead of like a dinner. So I've gotten out all my great cookbooks. I've looked, I have a menu planned. I'm going to do some crab cakes. I lived in Maryland for a while. Think I'm pretty good at crab cakes. Maybe a little bit of shrimp cocktail. I always like to do a little roast beef on crostinis, and I think I'm going to do a chicken strudel from one of my cookbooks. And as I always say, in your cookbooks, write notes because you will remember what you liked or you didn't like. It's very, very helpful. So we are going to go through everything here in so the menu, the guest list, no food allergy restrictions. I think we're off to a pretty good plan. I'm going to make this just informal and fun. I will offer a little bit of information, and we're going to do a little bit of trivia. I've decided we're going to do 3 of the tastings tonight are going to be blind. I'll wrap up the bottles, and I have some really fun little trivia questions about wine and champagne in general, and so I have little prizes. I have little champagne stoppers in little bags for the winners of the trivia. But here's my little secret. Everybody's going to get one, so no worries there. So I always love, professionally or socially, I want my guests to always leave with a little something. I just really like to do that. I think it's nice as a nice follow-up, a remembrance of the evening. It's just fun to receive something. Oh yeah, I remember that event. It was really great fun. Okay, so let's get busy. I have shopping to do. I need to go to my favorite wine shop. I need to go to the grocery store. I've got to get cooking. We've got a lot to do. I've got to break out my wine glasses. So, all right, let's get to it. Stay tuned. Okay, so you've decided what wines you want to serve. Now you have to think about what are you going to serve them in. You know, I've been to wine tastings where we used a red Solo cup and it was great fun, super informal. My wine tasting is informal. Again, this is a party atmosphere. So I have invested in some Riedel, rhymes with needle, wine glasses. And these are actually white wine glasses, but I use them as all purpose. I can do sparkling in them, white, red. They're just great for all purpose. And a little quick refresher for glass etiquette. Remember, if it's a stem glass, hold it at the stem. if you're very adept at the base, but hold it at the stem because you don't want to change the temperature of the wine with your warm hand or leave a bunch of fingerprints. Okay, so here is my glass. Now you're saying, how much do I pour? How much should I serve at my wine tasting? Well, just suffice it to say, a typical bottle of wine or champagne, 750 milliliters, has 25 ounces in the bottle. This will help you calculate. So how much are you going to pour for your tasting? Typically, a wine tasting is usually 2-ounce pour for a tasting. 2 ounces is a nice amount to get a taste of the wine. However, for my purposes, it's a little more party atmosphere. I'm going to do a generous tasting. I'm going to offer 4-ounce pour. So 4 ounces, and I said 25 ounces in one bottle. So I'm going to get 6 4-ounce pours from one bottle. So 24 ounces, I'll have a little bit left over. Okay, so now we know how much we're going to need. We can calculate when we go to our favorite wine shop. So now how much, where will that be? What is 4 ounces? I recommend you actually get out a measuring cup, fill up 4 ounces, 2 ounces, whatever you have decided you are going to pour, and put it in your measuring cup, and then actually pour it into your wine glass. And then you can look and see exactly, here is exactly a 4-ounce pour is here on my wine glasses that I will be using for my wine tasting. So at the actual event, I do not need to go around with my measuring cup. Now you will see that at some wine tastings, and it's necessary. If you have a large group, well then they need to make sure everybody can get some. So you will see that. However, for my party, I'm not going around with a measuring cup. I've already done this experiment. I know exactly how far to fill the glass, and it is the perfect amount, by the way. It's the perfect amount for this glass. Okay, so now off to buy my wine. As sparkling wine, it's bubblies, it's champagne, so stay tuned. Okay, so I'm in my favorite wine shop, and this is what I've chosen for the Prosecco. And the Prosecco, this is a Magnum. Okay, so Magnum is 1.5 liters, and that's equivalent to 2 bottles, and I've already calculated I need 2 bottles of each. Okay, so now for the Spanish Cava, I have the Freshenet in the black bottle. Everybody knows this one. It's inexpensive. It's very nice. And I have 2 bottles of that. So for our sparkling California wine, I've chosen a Schramsberg. I have some great stories, neat history with Schramsberg. So we will have that. And then for our true champagne, which should only be called champagne if it is from the Champagne region in France, we are going with Paul Roger. And I have some really fun stories about Paul Roger and whose favorite Paul Roger was. It's a great champagne, great house. All right, so we have the wine. Now let's get cooking. I have to get cooking. Okay, so here I am going through my list, and I say I need some green onions and all the produce. I'm organized. I have my list by area produce, meats, going through this grocery store, make it quick and easy so I can get home and start cooking. Well, I'm in the grocery store and I'm at the seafood counter, and guess what? Gorgeous lump crab cakes are on sale. All I have to do is take them home and fry them or put them in the oven. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I can make some of the other things as well. So, make it easy on yourself. If something's there on sale, I can just bake it, then go for it. Don't kill yourself. You want to have fun as well as your guests. Here's a great tip. Get out all your serving dishes, put little sticky notes in them, what they're going to be. I do this, and then I know, lay them out. Okay, this is going to fit on my counter. This won't. This is too big, too little. I don't have enough. I have too many things. Lay it all out, and it will make it so much easier when you get ready to put all your things out for your guests. So, all right, so now I am going to make the chicken strudel. This is something from my cookbook that I haven't made this in a long time. So we're going to do that. It takes a lot of phyllo dough, and I've made this beautiful chicken and herb and cheese mixture, and we're going to start layering it, and we're going to have chicken strudels. Okay, so I'm getting really ready. The guests will be here in an hour. I had my shower, put my face on. I'm in jeans. This is very casual, very informal. Just to show you, I have wine mats, and they have room here to write down the different things they're tasting, and so the number of the wine. I'm finishing up the food. The chicken strudel turned out, woohoo, yay. So what goes with champagne? Everything. So we have, and especially salty things, popcorn, potato chips, and then I've made everything. Here's one of my dirty little secrets for this one. I was gonna make a very small, like a couple pieces of beef tenderloin, slice it I ran out of time. I bought this really nice quality roast beef, and the butcher sliced it, and it's on little crostinis I toasted on the grill. So, don't get hung up. Sometimes you just buy things, make it easy. I want you to do a wine tasting, and I want you to do it because it's fun. You do not need to be a wine expert. You do not need to be some chef. Just have fun. Okay, well, the guests will be arriving. I'm going to set everything else out. Time to pop the bubbly. So let's talk about opening a bottle of champagne or any sparkling wine, Prosecco, Cava, or real champagne. All right, well, the first thing is remove the foil. There is a foil around the cap. So you want to remove the foil, and that will reveal a cage, or this cage has a name, muesli. Muesli, and there's a whole history to that. Please ask me what the history is, because I'd love to tell you. It's fascinating. But suffice it to say, over many, many years, this cage, it has 4 legs, and it is holding down the cork into this bottle. And you know why? Engineers have figured this out. There is a ton of pressure in a chilled bottle of champagne or sparkling wine. How much, you ask? 6 bars of atmospheric pressure. Okay, we say, well, what's that mean? 6 bars of atmospheric pressure. To put it into perspective, that is 3 times the pressure in a car tire. So you're driving down the road, 3 times the pressure in this bottle. Okay, so what do? We aim it away from all things precious, people and pets, and it can really hurt somebody. Okay, so what are we going to do? Every single muesli has, you can see the little turn. Okay, there's the little turn. Okay, so how many turns on every single bottle? Cava, Prosecco, champagne, sparkling wine, 6. Why 6? I don't know. Coincidental that there are 6 bars of atmospheric pressure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay, so what do? We take the muesli off, and a lot of places will put in the name of their house on the top of this, and so we hold it away from us. And if you like, you could let me just grab a little cloth. You can grab a little cloth if you like, and you will actually hold and sort of pull the cork, and you turn the bottle. You don't turn the cork, and you don't want to hear that pop. Although I love that pop. I always say they're playing my song when I hear that pop. But you really want to hear a woman's whisper, is the saying. Okay, so shall we try this? Let's go. Ooh, a little bit of a pop. She had a loud whisper, but nonetheless, there we go. So hope this helps next time you're opening a bottle of champagne. Turn the bottle, not the cork. What I decided to do is do a little bit for fun, a blind tasting. We're going to taste the Prosecco because that is done in a tank, but the Spanish Cava, the California Sparkling, and the real champagne are all made in the traditional champagne noir in that bottle. So we're going to see if anybody can guess what it is. So I am wrapping these up as best I can, trying to make them look halfway elegant, and I'm numbering them so they will know, we'll know which it is. And then I have some little prizes just in case anyone gets. I'm gonna have some trivia, and everybody gets like a little champagne stopper. And here's the secret, everybody's gonna get one, but we're gonna have a little fun with this. So make your wine tasting your own, mix it up however you want to do it. You do you, get creative. I think I'm ready. All right, the guests are about to arrive. Let's just go over. I have small plates, napkins, forks. They won't need more than a fork, and just follow along. We have all the champagne in our champagne bucket, the table set. I have one thing to pull out. I have our shrimp cocktail. And as you can see, I use a lot of cake plates for a little variety in height. Here's a cake plate with the cookies. There are, and I think I'll move the cookies. That is sort of the later thing. We'll have that. I'll put the cookies over here. That's our little bit of sweets. So we have shrimp. We have our crab cakes. Just bought the shrimp on sale. Crab cakes. Remember at the grocery store, I thought I'd make them. Nah, I lived in Maryland for a while, in Ballimer, hun. And no, you know what? They were on sale. Save yourself some time and money. Okay, the little roast beefs. All right, then the chicken strudels. They turned out nicely. I'm very pleased with those. Antipasti platter, some veggies or crudité, and I made a little green goddess dip, and I made my Aunt Pat's chocolate chip cookies. Happy to share that recipe. It's a good one. So there are 10 people going to be here. It's 6 o'clock at night. They're coming on a weeknight, so will not be late. This will be a very quick thing. You can do it on a weeknight, and it's something to look forward to, sort of break the week up. And it was not that much work. I do not have a ton of money in this, but we're gonna have a ton of fun. So I encourage you, get out there and think about hosting a wine tasting. As far as etiquette goes, we know how to hold our glass. We know pouring, we know how much we're going to pour. We're gonna have a little fun. I'm gonna do a little bit of trivia, and I think it's all gonna be good. I've asked the guests, nobody has any food allergy or limitations whatsoever, so this menu will suit everybody. And since it is basically dinner for everybody, it's hearty. These are heartier appetizers than you'd normally do, because it is dinner for 10 people. So anyway, let's wait. The guests are gonna arrive any minute. Oh, and here's to you. I had to have a little glass of wine here before everybody arrived. So here's to you. Thank you so much for watching, and here's to a great evening. Cheers. 12, they're all gone. I think it was good time had by all. It was informal, it was fun, nothing stuffy. We did a little trivia, a little information, but really it was about getting together with friends and having a little fun around a wine tasting. I hope this will encourage you to try this. You do not need to be an expert or any kind of great chef. Be sure that you're responsible as a host and you never overserve your guests, and everyone can always have fun for the next time. So I have a bit of a mess here, but I've got my dogs are out, and I've got Julie's here to help me. I'll plug in a movie, and we are ready to just take down everything we put out. Nothing goes to waste because guests took things home. All of these things I will parcel up and we will enjoy for the next coming days. So thank you for coming along on this journey with us, and let me know, drop me a comment, hit the subscribe button, and tell me about the wine tasting you're going to host. As I always say, please be kind. Thank you.